Yeah. Dee wants to rock, and you know what? He does a better job at makeup than I do. Heidi ho, one and all. This is Grammy Mary and Grammy's Rocket Chair here on World Truth Radio and RealLibertyMedia.com, Channel 9. Also on the WorldTruth.org Spreaker channel, and it is a Freaky Friday, November the 27th, day after Turkey Day. I just haven't felt comfortable for the last couple of years calling it Thanksgiving, just because I'm thankful every frickin' day that I, number one, wake up and am able to take a breath and get out of bed all by myself. Although that kind of sucks sometimes. But hey, and, you know, I have a roof over my head. I have food in my house. I have critters that love me and maul me every chance they get, the little goomer butts. So, you know, yeah, that's right, Goy. Yeah, happy day after Turkey Day. Happy Black Friday. Yeah, there's a bunch of morons out there on Black Friday. I'm so freaking glad I don't participate in that. God, people, step away from the merchandising. Seriously, do you really need that shit, or is it just, I wanna, I gotta have? Step away from the Kool-Aid and the consumerism trough. Oy, y'all are nuts. I've seen videos of people knocking kids down and taking stuff out of their hands. You know, it's such a good thing I don't go to those things, because I'd be in jail right now because I'd bitch slap someone. Just because. You know, I mean, you knock a little one down and I am going to bitch slap you. It's just all there is to it. Dumb shits. Do you really need that vegetable steamer that bad? I don't think so. Makes me crazier than I already am. Thank you, Barman, darling, for tweeting me over there on Twitter. I'm trying to... I can't type and talk at the same time. Okay, I'll tweet that real quick. Let me see who's over on World Truth. I see Redemption Protocol. Oh, now my nose... Yeah. Now my nose decides to get drippy. Figures. Do I have... I do. I have a napkin right close by that I can just... No, Bubba, you don't need to help me, sweetheart. And the puppies are inside and they're helping me tonight because it's freaking cold outside. Okay. Man charged in Chicago with gang-related killing of 9-year-old. Well, isn't that just lovely? Yeah, see what we have to be thankful for? Okay. Let's see. Redemption Protocol is over here. Grimner is over here. Spirit Wolf is over here. Laughing Camel is over here. I also see Miri B and Atrax, and let's see, who else was there that I saw real quickly? I needed a quick drink of my water. Yeah, I know. I'm drinking water, and I know that's the hard stuff, because holy crap, you do realize that fish pee and poop and have sex in water. Yeah, and I'm drinking it. I'm a badass. I'm a rebel. Oh, I see Dakota 8 is here as well. Hey there, darling. How are things going on the plantation? I shouldn't say plantation, because y'all are up north, aren't you? You've been busting your ass, too. Okay, let's see. Allah Thanksgiving Akbar. Oh, yeah. There you go. Let's see. Over here in the RLM, Goy is giving me shit. Oh, imagine that. I see Barman right up there on top. Hey, Asmo apparently didn't pay his dues again. See how that is. I also see Grimner is over here, as well as the lovely Moose Girl, and they will be on later this evening for the Freaker Friday festivities and the Freakers Ball. I also see the lovely Kate and the lovely Beth Z, so there's that trifecta of lovely ladies again. And then there's me. Yeah, I'm the crazy one. You know, I'm that fourth one. They always say that 1 out of 4 is the crazy one. Yeah, that's me. Looks like IB Dancy work is not. He's away right now. Java Doctor 2 is here. Yeah, that new and improved version. Got a double underscore. That is new and improved. Asmo is here as well. And looky there, I get to be a heavy breather. Hi, Darth Romes. I probably should do. I should. Ooh, hey, that sounds creepy. That was fun. And I also see Goy Plow is here, as well as, hey, looky, there's IB Dancy, and Juana Taco is here. You know, right after Thanksgiving, I'm thinking turkey tacos are on the menu. Ooh, that does not sound really yummy. Turkey pita. That sounds good, but not turkey taco. I also see Oslo is here, and finally, to round out the crew, the one, the only, the Atrax, who will be coming on World Truth Radio directly following me on this Freaker Friday for some freaktastic music for y'all to enjoy. Let's see. I have my brother Joey sent me something, or actually posted it on my wall over on Fakeybook. Yep, Grammy's rockin' chair. And I was rocking in my chair, and my cat tried to jump on my lap, and thank God I have my Snuggie on my lap, because it's kind of chilly. And you know, these old houses, this house that I'm in right now is the oldest. Oh, turkey tacos are good? Thanks, Grim. This house where I reside is the first house in town, if you can call this a town. It used to be a town. It used to actually be, but yeah, it's kind of sort of dwindled down to 25, 30 houses now, maybe. Little hamlet now, although I don't like calling it a hamlet because there's no pigs here. How can you have hamlets if you have no pigs? Oh well, I digress. I know Rascal, and my Rascal is here on my lap, and she's given me lovins. She's been giving me lovins all day today, because I think she knew it was going to be one of those days where I needed kitty lovins, because my daughter sent me a message earlier today, and bless her heart, her kitty cat, she had to put him to sleep, send him off to kitty heaven, because he was diagnosed with kitty cat leukemia, and there's just nothing they could do for him, and poor thing. So, bye, Mr. Pickles. See you later, darling. You get all the treats you want in kitty heaven. It was a little bit touch and go for a while there, though. I was a little bit on the leaky-eyed for a while, so oh well. Mainly because the way she got him was I had received a message from a friend that a kitty had been taken to the vet that was going to be put to sleep because the person that found him, he had been abandoned. He just basically, someone was driving down Highway 40 and just pulled over and dumped him and his sister out in the ditch, which just happened to be right in front of this friend's farmhouse. So he found the kittens when he was heading into town and took them back to his shop and started nursing them. But Mr. Pickles had vision problems, so he wasn't gaining any weight. So he took him to the vet and thought, nobody's going to want this cat. Well, yeah. A friend at the vet sent me a picture and said, do you know of anybody, because he's such a sweet kitty, and I'm such a sap, I really am. So I contacted my Auntie Wanda, who worked at the cat shelter in Denver for years. She volunteered there, basically like a humane society that did not kill the critters, which I will get to something along those lines here in just a little bit. And she said that she would take him if I couldn't find anyone else that would take him. Well, my daughter, I sent her a message as well, and she answered me back, and she said, "Oh, I love him, and I'll call him Mr. Pickles, and when I come home I can say, 'What's the deal, Pickles?'" So it was, so yeah, I went and I got him from the vet going anyway. So I took him down to her, and she was just, it was just love at first sight. And yeah, he's visually impaired, bless his heart. I mean, he could see shapes, but, he still walked into walls. Bless him. Well, that was 5 years ago. and today he passed on to that big scratching post in the sky. So, kind of a little bit of a traumatic day this afternoon. And I know there's a lot of you out there that think, "Oh, good Lord, Grammy," but you know what? I am a sap. I'm a sucker for poor little fur babies, which is why I have 5. Because, I can't stand to see the poor little things being abandoned, so I take them in and I take care of them. And I think, oh, I'll find them a good home. Yeah. I found them a good home, all right, in my house. But bless their hearts, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't get rid of any of them, no matter how mad I get at them sometimes. I love the little babies. Aw. Okay. No, I've never. Oh, yeah, I have had a chicken taco. Yes, I have. So, okay. Chicken tacos. Oh, I see how you are. You guys are crazy. Mr. Pickles Adult Swim. I'm going to have to check that out later. Huh. Okay. I'll open that link up and then stop it real quick so I can, and maybe I'll send it to my daughter. Ouch. I know, Rascal. I know you love me, but gosh darn it, young lady. Stop. That hurts, Mommy. You brat. She's, my goofy cat. Okay, let's see. Now, seeing as how it is a Freaker Friday, I'm going to share some freakish shit that's been going on in the world of late. Yeah, I just really find it hard to be shocked anymore, But here's something that's kind of fun, and yet very traumatic, very sad. Glenarchy Bacon Factory fire causes $600,000 worth of damage. All that bacon gone. Oh, okay. I won't share it with her then. Although she has a sense of humor that's a little bit more warped than mine, so just putting that out there. Okay, from themercury.com.au, an accidental fire has caused an estimated $600,000 worth of damage at the Hobart Bacon Factory. The Tasmania Fire Service was called in to box bacon in Chapel St. Glenorchy? Is that how you say it? Ah, shit. Just before 8:30 last night. The fire service said the large industrial bacon smokers contained sawdust, and it caught on fire with flames spreading to the roof. 3 fire trucks attended and brought the blaze under control within an hour, but it smelled glorious. Apparently, they have deemed it an accident and turned it over to the company's insurance, who I'm sure will find one reason or another to say, nope, not covered. Because, well, just because you pay premiums doesn't mean they're going to pay you back when you actually have a claim. Hey. Ouch, Rascal. Darn it, I love you, but quit it. Goofy cat. I wonder if maybe the pigs started it. Do you think maybe Charlotte started that one? Oh, it's a Scottish word for scorched bacon. Alrighty, Atrax. Well, obviously, they wanted to live up to their name. Now, let's see here. Nope, not that one. No, not that one. I have several here that I want to get to. This is the one that my brother put on my wall, which I know I have done this a couple of times before, but what the hell? I do like the speech that he gave, and it kind of leads into a couple other things. Professor greets incoming class of precious snowflakes with speech crushing their PC beliefs. Because, yeah, there's an awful lot of PC going on. Mike Adams is a professor at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, and is not your stereotypical left-wing teacher. On the heels of a report that showed that liberal arts professors overwhelmingly support Democrats, Adams' semester opening statement to his students has gone viral. So, want to hear what it is? Here you go. Welcome back to class, students. I am Mike Adams, your criminology professor here at UNC Wilmington. Before we get started with the course, I need to address an issue that is causing problems here at UNCW and in higher education all across the country. I'm talking about the growing minority of students who believe that they have a right to be free from being offended, which it's nowhere in the Constitution. Just want to put that in there. If we don't reverse this dangerous trend in our society, there will soon be a majority of young people who will need to walk around in plastic bubble suits to protect them in the event that they come into contact with a dissenting viewpoint. That mentality is unworthy of an American. It's hardly worthy of a Frenchman. Although, of late, I'm thinking the French have more huevos than our current members of government. So, let's get something straight right now. You have no right to be unoffended. You have a right to be offended with regularity. It is the price you pay for living in a free society. If you don't understand that, you are confused and dangerously so. In part, I blame your high school teachers for failing to teach you basic civics before you got your diploma. Many of you are confused about free speech is that piece of paper hanging on the wall right over there. And please turn your attention to that ridiculous document that is framed and hung by the door. In fact, take a few minutes to read it before you leave class today. It's our campus speech code. It specifically says that there is a requirement that everyone must only engage in discourse that is respectful. That assertion is ludicrous. It's as ludicrous as it is illegal. I plan to have that thing ripped down from every classroom on campus before I retire. One of my grandfathers served in World War I. My step-grandfather served in World War II. My sixth great-grandfather enlisted in the American Revolution when he was only 13. These great men did not fight so we could simply relinquish. That's tough. Poor little snowflake. I guess they don't make communists like they used to. Unbelievably, one student once complained to the department chairwoman that my mention of God and a creator was a violation of separation of church and state. Let me be clear as possibly can. If any of you think that my decision to paraphrase the Declaration of Independence in the course syllabus is unconstitutional, then you suffer from severe intellectual hernia. Indeed, it takes hard work to become stupid enough to think the Declaration of Independence is unconstitutional. If you agree with the student who made that complaint, then you are probably just an that you don't believe in true diversity and you want to be surrounded by people who agree with your twisted interpretation of the Constitution simply because they are the kind of people who will protect you from having your beliefs challenged or your feelings hurt. Second, withdraw from the university. If you find that you are actually relieved because you will no longer be in a class where your beliefs might be challenged, then you aren't ready for college. Go get a job building houses so you can work with some illegal aliens who will help you gain a better appreciation of what this country has to offer. And finally, if this doesn't work, then I would simply ask you to get the hell out of the country. The ever-growing, thin-skinned minority you have joined is simply ruining life in this once great nation. Please move to someplace like Cuba where you can enjoy the company of communists and get excellent health care. Just hop on a leaky boat and start paddling your way towards utopia. You will not be missed. Earlier this year, Adams won a court victory against the school when he sued, asserting that he was not promoted due to his outspoken conservatism. So, there you go, special little snowflakes, you little cupcake, you. Bless your heart. Yeah. Don't I feel bad? No, I do not. Hi there, Cowboy Tech. I hope you hear pleasant voices this evening. Now, since I have read that lovely little jewel to you, I have a little tidbit about some of those precious little snowflakes. The ones we all know and love in a different kind of way. Kind of a tough love kind of way. So here we go. This is from usherald.com. College kids demand counseling after being traumatized from seeing single Confederate flag sticker. Oh, yeah. Hey. Good Lord. This must be a Thanksgiving Day prank. However, it isn't. It seems that the cupcake generation, those young folks attending universities, need to be protected at seeing objectionable images. However, not the kind that you would think of as being objectionable. Perhaps seeing young Christians being beheaded or the recent carnage in Paris. Bizarre. The Framingham State University offered counseling services to the traumatized students. Traumatized for life. These poor little cupcakes with the perpetual butt hurt. Just, really. The offer came after the university's chief diversity and inclusion officer, Sean Huddleston, described the display of the small Confederate flag sticker as a bias incident, which I'm thinking, diversity and inclusion, does that not mean that we are inclusive of diverse beliefs and opinions? Obviously, I have things all bass-backwards. Huddleston said that the flag and other symbols are not condoned by Framingham State University. Just sometimes that reminder is enough of a cue to make them go, oh, fuck, we don't want to go there again. By the way, 28 minutes, just so you know, whoever had it. Huddleston continued, others may simply view this flag as a symbol of shared Southern heritage and in memory of the Civil War, which, yeah, it is part of our heritage. It's a part of our heritage that, we've gotten past it. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're better for it, but we have gotten past it. What does not kill you makes you stronger. Yeah. Cupcake. According to the Metro West Daily News, students filed 2 bias reports within the past month as a result of a student displaying the flag in some way. The most recent bias incident, reported on November the 19th, was a report of a student having seen a Confederate flag sticker on another student's laptop. Huddleston further described the bias incidents as situations that may not rise to the level of a criminal act, but are clearly communicate offensive or derogatory behaviors. Really? Are you just seeing that because that's what you're looking for, darling? Because a lot of times when you find something offensive, it's a reflection of what you see inside that you don't find so pleasant. Why don't you deal with what's inside first, hun? What seems apparent is that universities are fast becoming places of social and intellectual intolerance, where speaking your mind is now directed to places called free speech zones. Oh, he's not in a free speech zone. That's going to be 5 demerits and 20 lashings with a wet noodle. Oh, and where critical thinking is now reserved strictly within your thoughts for fear of being branded. Thought police! Thought police! Here they come to save the day. Yeah, the poor little butthurt babies. What? Manson family Thanksgiving nutscape? Woo! How awesome is that? Yeah. Gen X, Gen Y to Gen Butthurt. The Butt Pucker Brigade is in full force, and they are armed to the gills with perpetual butthurt. Poor little cupcakes. They crumble so. I don't feel one bit bad for them. Really? Get a little bit thicker skin. You know, the reason why you develop skin, which is, in fact, the largest organ on your body, the reason you develop skin is to protect you from the environment. So I suggest that you not only develop, you've already developed the physical skin. How about you develop a little bit of a mental layer? To protect yourself from all those things that may be offensive to you. Poor little thing. Oy. It's just really sad. What has the world come to? Okay, now let's see. I got to go back to... Okay. Now, as if that's not enough, here we go. You have the ivory towers of educraption where you have poor little cupcakes running around, sobbing their eyes out and grabbing their backsides because they hurt. And here, according to the dispatch.com, Taylor Chief of Staff claimed pay for hair and nail appointments. Oh, so see, apparently those are supposed to be covered too because, well, not only are you supposed to be protected from butt hurt, but now you're supposed to look good as well. Although, looking at the picture of her, honey, you wasted the money on the hair. Just saying. It was no secret around the office that Lieutenant Governor Mary Taylor, or the office of Lieutenant Governor Mary Taylor, that her chief of staff and executive assistant regularly would disappear. Ex-chief of staff, Laura Johnson, and former executive assistant Heather Brandt appeared to routinely falsify their timesheets to receive pay for hours not worked. Johnson received $5,245 in pay for 86 hours spent commuting to work and to hair and nail salons, where she received part of her $125,000 annual salary while sitting in a stylist's chair. Brandt received 217 hours of pay between mid-2013 and mid-2014 when her car was not parked at the Rife Center garage, with no explanation for her absences from her $58,300 a year job. Well, Brandt. Johnson also showed a total 13 work weeks worth of days when her car was not parked in the garage. There was no corresponding work-related appointments on her calendar or other evidence she did any work, the report said. Informed in January of 2014 by her scheduler that Brandt was receiving pay but not working, Taylor failed to properly supervise her staff, concluding an investigation by the Office of Inspector General Randall J. Meyer. The Republican lieutenant governor said in June of 2014 memo to Meyer that her office was unaware of timesheet irregularities until April of 2014 after a public records request by the liberal blog Plunderbund. However, the scheduler, Sharon Maynard, said she told Taylor months earlier that Brandt was receiving pay for time not worked. Ah, so you see, the education system is shit. Our governmental system is shit. And, yeah, ain't it just lovely, all of this corruption going on in the USA. And these ladies, you know, they're just wanting to look lovely for their job. And, like I said before, money not very well spent. Sorry. You can keep reading this if you wish to, but really, I'm like, wow. 9999. What's with number 9, Grim? Oh, you must be talking with Meisterbrow. Okay. No problemo. So, Estrella and Bo Diddy, how are y'all doing this evening? Let's see here. Thank you, Redemption. Redemption called the ambulance for him. And that is true, Bryant. Bryant says, better not waste their parents' money on college. They are too stupid to know or care about real history. And they sure won't get it in school. Lost. Although I'm sure it did smell wonderful. Excuse me. I know, that's the way I saw that article, and now I got a hankering for bacon, too. It's like, oh, man. Okay. Now. Here's another one that I was sent the other day. Just to carry on with the lovely little corruption, and it's not just in the good old USA of A. Israeli colonel caught with his pants down. This is on journals or Islamic State or ISIS or Daesh, depending on your preference, terrorists, by soldiers of the Iraqi army. Under interrogation by the Iraqi intelligence, he apparently said a lot regarding the role of Netanyahu's IDF in supporting IS. In late October, an Iranian news agency quoting a senior Iraqi intelligence officer reported the capture of the Israeli army colonel and reportedly related to the ISIS Golani battalion operating in Iraq and Salahuddin. And in a statement to Iran's semi-official Fars news agency, a commander of the Iraqi army stated, the security and popular forces have held captive an Israeli colonel. He added that the IDF colonel, which I am not going to, it's Usi, the rest of it I'm not going to even try to butcher, and is ranked colonel in the Golani Brigade with the security and military code of, and it gives that lovely information. So yeah, why Israel? Well, because they can. Because they're asses. True, Goy. Very true. It's us, yeah. Increasingly clear that at least a faction of the Obama administration has played a very dirty behind-the-scenes role in supporting IS in order to advance the removal of Syrian President Bashar. And to pave the way for what inevitably would be a Libya-style chaos and destruction, which would make the present Syrian refugees crisis in Europe a mere warm-up by comparison. This does go on to quite length, and I'm going to let you guys finish reading it yourselves because it really awesome article. But I do have quite a few others that I really kind of sort of need to get to that say it's all Israelis or it's all Jewish people, and you can't ever go by stereotypes. Seriously. You cannot do that. Why do I know that? Well, because we play with naked man bowling cards, and some of those gentlemen have a permanent, a natural tan, and no. Just putting that out there. But stereotypes are not, and yeah, I do know some white men that can jump. Stupid shit like that. But not all blondes are idiots. So I really hate this whole stereotypical lumping people. I happen to know a few people of the Muslim faith that are not maniacal. I have an issue with that someone. Don't have an issue with that someone and then the whole ethnic, the whole ethnicity or the whole sexual persuasion or the whole gender or the whole age or the whole whatever region that they come from. Just because they came from that region doesn't mean the rest of the people there are total assholes. It doesn't. Okay. I told you earlier about my Mr. Pickles and my rescue babies and all that other fun stuff. I got to get to this one too. PETA, those lovely people for the ethical treatment of animals? I think that's another one of those that whatever the acronym is supposed to stand for, they actually do the exact opposite. Because in this, PETA kidnaps and kills family pet. And here's how they apologize. After PETA kidnapped and killed Maya, the Zarate's family pet, they were very sorry. So, to show just how sorry they were, they brought the family a fruit basket. Really? Fuckers. It didn't sit too well with Wilbur Zarate, who bought the cute little chihuahua as a gift for her daughter. The child lost weight and sunk into a deep depression. The dog was kidnapped from the front porch of the family's Virginia home in October of 2014. Footage from the family's surveillance camera shows a PETA employee coming onto the property and taking the dog. Court documents said that on the day Maya was taken, the family had gone to the store to purchase her a pillow, but couldn't find her when they returned. When Zarate checked his security camera, the video showed a van with PETA on the side parked in his driveway. 2 women exited the van, and one walked up on his porch, took Maya, and put her in the back of the van. The dog was put down shortly after. According to a PETA spokesman, the employee made a tragic mistake by euthanizing the pet without permission. Basically, oops, we got fucking busted. Now we're sorry. Have a fruit basket. All this stems from PETA's long home and made it a member of their family. That's what my babies are. My babies are members of my family. It's not for personal amusement, although, yes, I find my critters quite amusing sometimes, and I also find them quite infuriating, kind of like my children and my siblings. Apparently, some in the organization believe the animals are better off dead than kept as pets. Well, there's some people that I have... don't go there, Grammy. According to data submitted to the Virginia Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, PETA killed almost 90% of dogs and cats placed in the ethical treatment of animals, eh? You have some very questionable ethics there, dude and dudettes. At a time when the major animal protection groups have adopted a no-kill shelter model, PETA defends its higher rate of euthanasia by claiming the animals are unadoptable because we said so. PETA said earlier the woman who took the dog was immediately suspended and later fired, while she and her companion were both charged with larceny by the Accomack County Sheriff for taking personal property. The local Commonwealth attorney dropped charges, saying the surveillance video did not show criminal intent. Really? They walked up on these people's porch when they were not home and took their pet too soon. But this is nothing new to a group that some might classify as domestic terrorists, which, yes, I believe they are. They're quite fond of killing animals and were accused in 2007 of killing a bunch of perfectly healthy animals and dumping them behind a shopping mall. Sick fuckers. And when I said earlier that my Aunt Wanda, yep, that PETA people over there, that would be a wonderful place to do. Yeah. In any case, my Auntie Wanda worked for the cat shelter, which the T-shirt said the best little cat house in Denver. And they were not affiliated with PETA or the Humane Society. And as my Aunt Wanda put it, they refused to be affiliated with either one of those organizations because both of those organizations euthanized. And the Cat Care Society, the people that volunteered and worked there, her to stick with one species. But she said the reason that that was the reason why they were not associated with it, because of their unethical practices and because they euthanized pets instead of actually trying to get them adopted out. So, you know, and she actually gave my uncle a T-shirt that says PETA stands for People Eating Tasty Animals. So, you know. Yeah, she has absolutely zero use for PETA. Zero. And I think, you know, that's the only time she would ever get violent is when someone mistreated an animal. I really do. Because I can't imagine her having a violent bone in her body unless it was mistreating an animal and seeing someone do so. Oh, well. Yes, Kid Lord. Wow. He commented on the Taylor Chief of Staff article that I shared, and he said, if you do the math, her pay is $60 an hour plus benefits. One of the problems I have with government these days is the people getting paid with the taxpayer dollars are making more money than taxpayers for the same work, in which, yeah. And, yeah, once again, darling, you find and then blow it to pieces. The longest piece of English literature ever written is over 4 million words long. It was written by a single person and is a Super Smash Bros. Fan fiction. Which, wowzer. Oxford University is older than the Aztec civilization. The origination of the Aztec civilization, marked by the founding of the city of Tenochtitlan in Lake Texcoco, didn't come until 1325. Oxford began classes in 1096. Supernovas are so bright that if one went off and we were to... Killer whales are natural predators of moose. Moosey, don't ever go swimming where there's killer whales. Whales commonly attack moose as they swim from one island to the next in Alaska. Okay, moose, don't go to Alaska. Whatever you do. Okay, Moosey? California's population is greater than all of Canada. Canada has roughly 35 million residents, while California has 38 million. So, hey, all of you Canucks up there, don't you feel great that you have less insanity than Mexifornia does? Because, well, they have more people. Therefore, more insanity. Did you know that at the time the Great Pyramids were being built in Egypt, woolly mammoths still roamed the earth? I did not know that, and I find that quite fascinating. Nepal Airlines once sacrificed a goat in an attempt to fix its terrifyingly bad safety record. Alrighty, I'm thinking something to do with maintenance. That might have something to do with it. Also, did you know that a single sperm has 37.5 megabytes of DNA information in it? That means that a normal ejaculation represents a data transfer of 1,587.5 terabytes. Damn! And yet the one that fertilized Dangleberry's mom's egg, I'm thinking it was somewhat deficient on the data transfer there. Just thinking. Did you know that New York City is farther south than Rome? I did not know that, but you know, when you look at unless you're talking about the flat earth, and then that has absolutely nothing to do with the Hill of Beans in China. Did you know that the Samabaju people of Southeast Asia or Asian coast rarely go on land, have no nationality, no currency, and spearfish without scuba equipment or tanks? And they look absolutely happy. Wow. It's like, that's just entirely too cool. Why can't we see? They're setting an example for us. And I wouldn't mind swimming in those lovely clear waters myself. So, I'll go ahead and share this real quick. Ah, there you go, Atrax. Hadn't thought of it like that. God, dander, some of it itches. That is not the one that I wanted to share. I do this again. Maybe I'll get it right this time. And then again. Oh, yeah, I got it right this time. Yay for me! Wee-haw, wee-haw. Okay, there is also another thing over there. I checked out FARC and wasn't really, and Oopie didn't really have shit on it tonight. It's like, really? Damn. The hell? Okay. Now, let me share this on. Saying liberal students hate more than free speech is, I borrowed money and they expect me to pay it back with interest. Yeah, 'cause you borrowed it, sons of bitch. Pay it back. You know what? If you don't want to have to pay it back, don't frickin' borrow it. Okay? That's pretty much all that needs to be said about that. Okay, let's go here though, okay? Apparently, Fortune reports the government is forgiving thousands of student loan debts for those who attended Corinthian college campuses. Really? Why? More students who attended programs at Corinthian colleges, a now defunct for-profit education network, will be granted a reprieve on their student loan debt, according to a statement by the Department of Education on Tuesday. The program has been expanded to include about 85,000 students who attended California-based programs at Everest University and Wyotech, and students who took Everest online courses in Florida. From 2010, years of investigation into Corinthian colleges concluded the company misrepresented job placement rates to enrolled and prospective students. And why is that something that I'm going to have to pay for by the money that you abscond from my paycheck prior to me even getting my paycheck? I don't understand. That's a buyer beware kind of thing, isn't it? In April, the department informed Corinthian that it was being fined about $30 million for fraud. After the news, Corinthian, once one of the nation's largest for-profit chains, announced it would close down its remaining 28 campuses, displacing roughly 16,000 students. In May, Corinthian and its 24 subsidiaries filed for bankruptcy. Ya think? What did you do with all of that cha-ching? I'm thinking vacays and vacay homes and, all kinds of learning junkets where you put a junket into your head and into your pockets. The move to forgive student loan debt for those who attended the company's campuses will not come cheap, according to the New York Times. It is estimated that if all 350,000 Corinthian students over the last 5 years received debt relief, that cost alone could be as much as $3.5 billion with a B dollars. Overall, the Dangleberry administration is coming down hard on the for-profit education providers, where companies like Corinthian have often been accused of predatory lending and strong-arming its former students into paying back private loans. According to Institute for College Access and Success, the average for-profit school is not buying a brand new fucking pickup. It is. It's 4 years of educration or a mode of transportation that will get you around even when the weather is shitty and possibly even be used for work purposes. On Monday, the Justice Department reached a $95.5 million settlement with another for-profit college provider, the Education Management Corporation, saying that the company had engaged in illegally recruiting and then lied to the government about their high-pressure tactics. Oh, so you lie to the government and you get smacked and fined and threatened and all this other fun shit, but it's kosher for the government to lie to you. It's all good. It's cool. No big deal. It's just infuriating. And you know, my mother put herself through college and didn't take out any debt. And still had 6 kids at home when she got renewed her teaching certificate and got a degree in special education so that she could teach children with special needs, is what they call it nowadays. Yeah. Did all that while raising, basically 5 kids, because I was already working full-time and going to school full-time and paying my own way, but still living at home, or at least until she kicked me out, because I had teenage-itis and I was an asshole. Yeah, I'll admit it. Hi there, BB. How you doing, darling? Okay. What's going on Twitter? Oh, Attack of the Cry Bullies. Well, looky there. Some more wanny woo-woos. What is this? This is a lovely little cartoon, looks like. From Patreon.com graphics. Come on. Bring it up. Come on, baby. You know you wanna. Damn it. It's a lovely little meme. Ah, it's from Grr Graphics, and it's Don't Let Cry Bullies Shut Down. Here you go. Pretty much, Atrax. Pretty much. Which is why I'm not one bit ashamed to admit that, yes, I am a window licker, and damn proud of it. I am a re, or more commonly known as a Riri, because I'm Riri crazy most of the time. So, it's all good. I do not suffer from insanity. I enjoy every second of it. Actually, that water is quite tasty tonight. Of course, I put some orange essential oil in it, so yum. Okay, hello and welcome to Grr Graphics on Patreon. I'm Ben Garrison, an independent cartoonist living in Montana. Tina and I are a creative force behind the www.grrgraphics.com. We draw cartoons that mainstream media cartoonists won't do. We skewer both Republicans and Democrats and anyone else who might be threatening our constitutional rights and freedom. And there is plenty of material out there for cartoons. Our goal is to develop a stronger internet voice and fan base. So here we go, people. That's why I'm sharing. Share, share, share. Oh, and add a little scotch. No, I never did acquire a taste for scotch, Grim. To me, that's like drinking turpentine. Ugh. Okay, just a minute. Let me share this, and then I'll... Back to this. Our goal is to develop a stronger internet voice and fan base. We intend to reclaim our true internet identity, as we are always under attack by trolls who seem to think it is funny to ruin our cartoons with hateful images. Our fan base on social media continues to grow daily, and we received a great response. However, it takes time to draw cartoons, and encouragement doesn't pay the bills. It requires money to host and maintain a website, as well as purchase computer equipment, art supplies, and coffee. Coffee is the jet fuel in our engines. Darling, do I ever understand what you're saying? Yes, I do. Expanding and connecting with our... Amen, amen. I say amen. And yeah, they have like... okay, you can do $1 per month, you can do $3 a month, $5 a month, $10 a month. You know, I'm just gonna keep sharing it. I'll spread your lovely little flavor of joy around, but as to actually donating, I don't know, hon. No store brand shit. I don't know what brand of shit it was. I just know that and my brother is actually one of my brothers, not the one that comes on here, but another one that listens, is actually going to try and, well, don't say that out loud, Grammy. In any case, he's a Scotch drinker as well, and yeah, he actually messaged me the other day on Facebook and was quite chatty, because he was on his third Scotch on the rocks. It's like, dude, you're starting to get stutter fingers like I have. Only mine is au natural. I'll leave the Scotch to you, Grim, okay? Okay, what do you got to say over here, Atrax? I see you're commenting. Oh, that's right, yes. Be sure, I'll just go ahead and read this real quick. Be sure to stay tuned to RLM Channel 9 for another installment of the Atrax Goth Notech. Tonight's thing is Jackalope War of 87, right after Grammy marries Rocket Chair and before the Freakers Ball with Gribner and Moose Girl. Tune in and jam out to the strangeness. Amen, amen. Ramen noodles. Yeah. Will do, Atrax, but just 'cause it's you. And 'cause I like you. Just a little. Okay. Where am I at? Okay. I'm going to go over to Fark. Although it doesn't have a whole hell of a lot on there that just really is Farkalicious, here's one that makes you go, "Whew, America! Land of the free, home of the crazed gun dealers," and whatever the hell. Whatever you want to say. You know, somebody's always going to jump out and go, "They're crazy people." Yeah, there's crazy people everywhere. They're all over. But this is from rawstory.com, and a South Carolina felon uses stand your ground law to walk after shooting death, despite saying he had a right to protect himself. Judge R. Farrell Cothran dismissed charges against Isaac Boffman in the shooting death of his 19-year-old brother-in-law, Stephen Brown, in December of 2014. Despite state laws specifically stating convicted felons may not own or possess firearms, Cothran said that since the incident took place at Boffman's home, he had a right to use the weapon. Boffman's wife, whose brother was killed when her husband shot him in the chin while on their porch, disagrees. Candace Brown said that she was the victim of an abusive relationship with Boffman, and that her brother came to the house to protect her after she called him. "The next thing I know, he's walking toward the door, and then at that point I see my brother go toward the porch, and then I hear the gun go off. It was within seconds after he walked out the door." Commenting on the release of her husband, Brown said, "It scares me. It scares me for this community, because now a multiple felon is on the streets thinking I can get away with murder." Yeah. So, yeah, the judiciary is just really stepping up there, isn't it? Kind of gives you a warm and fuzzy feeling, don't it? I think not. I'm thinking I'm hearing banjos. Neener, 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 neener. Doom, 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 doom. Okay. I'm getting ready to share it over on World Truth, but World Truth is refreshing. It's so refreshing. And the page is refreshing as well. Okay, come on. Okay. Oh, here you go. Here's a quote. One of them that I actually said. "One cannot legislate morality, and moral beings do not need laws." Yeah. That pretty much says it all, doesn't it? Okay, back to Farkles. And then I think I'm going to have to go to the pig and see what happened on this date in history, just because. Nope. Well. Okay. Here you go. We'll just do this one, because this really does look pretty cool. This is from NBCSanDiego.com. I taught them everything I know, or they know. Yeah, not everything you know, Grammy. A great-grandma, 102, still takes on MLB players. Keep your eye on the ball. A San Diego cul-de-sac has been transformed into a concrete baseball diamond, home of the Zimmer family's annual Thanksgiving game for about 22 years. The instruction comes from the team's oldest and feistiest player, 102-year-old Ann Solaro. But she's not satisfied with acting as batting coach. Putting aside her walker, the great-grandmother steps up to the imaginary plate with a blue plastic bat in hand. 1, 2, 3 swings at bright yellow wiffle balls, and Solero strikes out. But for her family, the misses don't detract from her baseball chops and love the game that helped inspire 2 of her great-grandsons to become Major League Baseball players. I taught them everything they know, she says. Kyle and Bradley Zimmer, La Jolla High School graduates, were both first-round draft picks out of the University of San Francisco. Kyle now pitches for the Kansas City Royals, and Bradley plays center field for the Cleveland Indians. But long before they were playing in the big leagues, their training began in a quiet La Jolla cul-de-sac. Solero was there dealing out advice. Since the first time we picked up a bat, I think, said Bradley. I think that was about 2 days after we started walking, quipped Kyle. It's been a long time. Back then, the Zimmers and their friends would keep the wiffle balls within easy reach. However, as they grew, the balls soon started flying across streets, over fences, and into neighbors' yards. We've had to extend the home run line, said Eric Zimmer, the player's dad. It used to be the curb, and then it was the sidewalk, and then it's the neighbor's roof. But apparently the annual Thanksgiving game has become less competitive with fewer rules, but their favorite part remains the same. Anytime you can say you have a grandma who's 102 years old and showing you how to hit a wiffle ball in the backyard, it's pretty special. So, having her down here has been awesome. It's something that we really cherish and look forward to every year. She used to travel long distances to watch her great-grandsons play, but as traveling becomes harder, she shows her support by watching their games on TV or online. In person, though, the batting coach instincts kick in. Keep your eye on the ball, she says, pointing at Kyle, and that goes for you, too. Now that is a feisty Grammy, and that is the way my grandpa was. Although he did not make it to 102, he was still pretty dang feisty and still out there giving pointers to the young'uns every baseball game in town. If he could make it over there, he was watching and giving pointers. That was just how Grandpa was. But Grandpa played catcher until I think he was in his late 50s for the traveling team. So, yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Y'all have an awesome Grammy there, if I do say so myself. So, I started ham and beans this afternoon, and I can smell it cooking. And one of my coworkers is begging for me to bring some to work because he hasn't had ham and beans in forever because his soon-to-be ex-wife refused to prepare it. So, wah. Okay, let me see here. Did that share? Yes, it did. Okay. Welcome to the Free State of Pig. And it's revamped. And yes, it is. It is now known as Black and Blue Friday. Did you know that? Yes, it is. Today's word of the day is Black Friday. It's a day when Americans scuttle each other for bargain items one day after being thankful for what they already have. Yeah. Insanity. Okay, today in history, 1779, the University of Pennsylvania is first legally recognized university in USA. This date in history, 1895, guilt-riddled capitalist Alfred Dynamite Nobel creates his prize. This date in history, 1911, entertainment criticism goes green and organic when far from thrilled spitless audience members pelt actors with vegetables for the first recorded time in U.S. This date in history, 1934, FBI helps Babyface Nelson achieve room temperature with a hot lead injection. They've been giving shots out for years. This date in history, 1940, martial arts stellar Bruce Lee born. Flattens doctor with karate chop. This date in history, legendary rock guitarist Jimi Purple Haze Hendrix was born. This date in history, 1961, 1 year to the day after National Hockey League Hall of Famer Gordie Howe becomes first to score 1,000 points. He becomes the first to play in 1,000 NHL games. Wow. This date in history, 1978, former city super... It was the Twinkies that made me do it. This date in history, 1987, in Somerset, England, a suicidal Brit dude attempts to commit suicide not once, or twice, or 3 times, but 7 times, and still can't get the damn job done. I'm thinking he wasn't really committed to it. That's what I'm thinking. And finally, this date in history, 1992, rational adults welcome E! Network's newest boob tube offering, Howard Stern's interview, plugging sanctimonious asshat Brent Bozell into a suicidal depression. Well, there you go. That was this date in history, according to the Pigophiles. Thank you, Hambo and Porcus, for that fascinating little bit of history. And now I am going to... Oh, great. There's more smiley people on Twitter. I'm going to go back to my pocket, because I do have a couple more things in there that I would like to get to. Or at least I think I do. I thought I did. When did I put this on my... Apparently, I had this in my pocket, and it must have been one of those cosmic things, because it's about sleep paralysis and lucid dreaming. I'm not going to read it this evening, but I did pull it up out of my pocket, or I'm not reading it online. Maybe I should say that. Let's see. Oh, there we are. This is from the nationalpost.com. Christy Blatchford ruling in Twitter harassment trial could have enormous fallout for free speech. What's believed to be the first case expected to rule on October 6th. Oh, apparently this happened a while back. When is this date? Oh, this is dated July 14th of this year. Well, it's old news, but hey. In the balance rides enormous potential fallout for free speech online. Elliott is charged with criminally harassing 2 Toronto female political activists, Steph Guthrie and Heather Riley, in 2012. Allegations involving a 3rd woman were dropped. The graphic artist and father of 4 lost his job shortly after his arrest, which was well publicized online, and if convicted could go to jail for 6 months. He dared to disagree with the 2 young feminists and political activists. Did you give them a pee-pee hurt? Is that what you did? He and Guthrie, for instance, initially fell out over his refusal to endorse her plan to sick the internet upon a young man in Northern Ontario who had not purchased the game. That's what I'm thinking. Guthrie tweeted at the time that she wanted the inventor's hatred on the internet to impact his real-life experience, and tweeted to prospective employers to warn them off the young man, and even sent the local newspaper in his town a link to the story about the game. Elliott disagreed with the tactic and tweeted he thought the shaming was every bit as vicious as the face punch game. Until then, the two were collegial online. Is that what you really mean? With Elliott offering to produce a free poster for Guthrie's Would Oppose. All it takes to end up charged with criminal harassment is vigorous participation in online debate with those who will not brook dissent. Will have a chilling effect on people's ability to communicate, and not just on Twitter. In fact, Murphy said that contrary to what Guthrie and Riley testified to at trial, they aren't afraid of his client, as suggested by both their spirited demeanor in the witness box and their deliberate online campaign to call Elliott out as a troll. Obviously, one person's troll is another person's graphic artist working with them to create free art for them until they refuse to do what they want them to do, and then they're a troll again. Rather, Murphy said, they hated Elliott and were determined to silence him, not just by blocking his tweets to them, but by demanding he cease even referring to them, even in making comment about heated political issues. To all this, Guthrie pointed out once in cross-examination that feelings of fear, like all feelings, develop over time, and snapped that she was sorry she wasn't a perfect victim who behaved like a conventional victim. Darlin', this is one thing that Circles and I discussed earlier, and you are doing it. The bully throwing out the victim card because the bully got called out on their bullying. And now they are, I'm a victim because you're calling me out on my bullying. I feel victimized and traumatized. What a bunch of shit. The criminal harassment charge is rooted in the alleged victim's perception of the offending conduct. The statute says that conduct caused the alleged victims reasonably in all the circumstances to fear for their safety. That's good enough. Reasonably. What part of reasonably do you people not understand? Yet Guthrie and Riley didn't behave as though they were remotely frightened or intimidated. They convened a meeting of friends to discuss how Elliott should be publicly shamed. They bombarded their followers with furious tweets and retweets about him, including a grotesque suggestion from someone pretending to be a 13-year-old that he was a pedophile. They could and did dish it out, and I'm thinking, slander? They were not vulnerable, Murphy said once. They are very accomplished, politically savvy women. They are hot, vile harpies is what they are, in my opinion. And if they can't handle being mentioned in the tail end of a political discussion on Twitter, then they're in the wrong business. Apparently that whole diversity thing has a whole other meaning to them as well. And tolerance. Ooh, no, tolerance, no, doesn't mean the same thing for them, is it? Yeah. I'm thinking hypocrisy. What was that video I shared the other day about the whole white guilt thing? If you do not have empathy for anyone else, yet you demand empathy for yourself, you are a fucking hypocrite. Oh, well, he goes on to say, he said of a meeting both women attended in August of 2012 to discuss how Elliott would be called out, that was a conspiracy to commit a criminal offense. They were conspiring to go out and publicly shame Mr. Elliott, which it is a conspiracy to commit slander. Murphy said the case was akin to a high school spat, except it's adults on the internet, and said it's astonishing that the court should be acting as referee in an online political debate, which it should not. And I hope the judge comes back and tells them, no, you lose, and by the way, you are paying all court costs and all legal fees. aka also Mr. Elliott's attorney fees. If in a perfect world, in a just world, that is what would happen. If anybody's being criminally harassed in this case, Murphy told the judge, it was my client. It was Mr. Elliott. That Riley, who was anonymous on Twitter and who directed her own volley of hateful tweets at Elliott, should come to this court and the police and say she's being criminally harassed is an abuse of the system. Prosecutor Marnie Goldberg made only the briefest of remarks and refused to provide Postmedia with a copy of her written arguments, saying it wasn't her practice. Obviously, the Harpy Brigade is doing really well. Oh, cost him over $100,000 already? Well, I think they need to pay for his legal fees. I really do. That is just absolutely disgusting. I need to find some fun stuff. I really do. And get off of this idiot and bitch fest thing. So, I'm going to go look for some fun. Time to look for the fun stuff. Okay. Oh, yeah. I do remember seeing this. Okay. My brother posted this picture over on which I will go ahead and Canada. I'm sorry for you, Goy. I really am. Wow, that's just absolutely insane. Although you don't have the only ones, we have our share of them here down in USA as well. Alan McFadden, or McFadden, however you pronounce that, who has been an avid wildlife photographer since 2009, just captured a photo that he has spent 6 years trying to get. By his count, it took him 4,200 hours and 720,000 photos to get a perfect shot of a kingfisher diving straight into the water without a single splash. The photo I was going for of the perfect dive, flawlessly straight, with no splash, required not only me to be in the perfect place and get a very lucky shot, but also for the bird itself to get it perfect. I'm thinking this is a 10. I would often go and take 600 pictures in a session and not a single one of them be any good. But now I look back on the thousands and thousands of photos I've taken to get this one image, and it makes me realize just how much work I have done to get it. McFadden, who runs a wildlife photography hide business. What the hell? What does that mean? Was inspired to love nature and wildlife by his grandfather. I remember my grandfather taking me to see kingfisher nests, and I just remember being completely blown away by how magnificent the birds are. So when I took up photography, I returned to the same spot to photograph the kingfishers. The photo I was going for was the perfect dive, flawlessly straight with no splash, required not only for me to be in the right place at the right time, but to get the very lucky shot, but also for the bird to be there as well. And he's also got several other awesome photos here. That is, wow, pretty cool. And my favorite is the last. My favorite is the last. Although, yeah, the one he was going for is pretty sweet. My favorite is the last. Just because. And when you see it, I'm sure you'll know why. Let me go see what's going on over on Fakey Book. Uh, ah. Apparently, my brother-in-law is very good at making lasagna, and yes, my sister had to share that. And, yeah, now make me hanker for lasagna. See how you are. Damn it. Anyway. You shit. Okay. I'm going to go back to Farky, because I do remember seeing a couple... Oh, here we go. Have you heard about this? Only in America. Only in America. When he opened the sixth seal, I looked, and behold, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth, and the full moon became like blood. And I saw that a pie was baked into a cake and called pie-caken. Wow. Although that does actually sound yummy if it's a chocolate cake with a cherry pie inside. I would eat that. Or a spice cake with an apple pie inside. I would also consume that. Sorry, plain old pumpkin pie isn't enough this year. Weird Thanksgiving fever dream, but it's real. 3 types of pie stuffed in cake. Apparently, social media has unexpectedly crowned it the next big thing on Thanksgiving dessert tables. A space typically reserved for the just the basics trifecta of pumpkin, apple, or pecan pie, which Grandma also used to make mincemeat pie, which was my favorite. Oh, it do look ever so... oh, man. I'm feeling fatter and sassier just looking at the pictures. So I'm going to share them with you, so I'm not the only one. Did you know that, oh, ha, Asmo. Oh, man. How'd you do that? Cheater. That's right. Asmo is now on top. I don't know how he pulled that off, but by golly. Actually, I do, but I'm not going to tell all of his secrets. Because how else will I extort him for a pie-caken, or whatever the hell this is called? Yeah, pie-caken. Asmo? Oh, yummy. That do look good. And Catholics say it's not okay to parade a giant plastic vagina through the streets. That honor is reserved for virgins only. So, this is from the local.es. Yeah. You just can't make this shit up. Spanish feminists offend Catholics with Easter processions, replacing the Virgin Mary with a giant plastic vagina. Not exactly something I would go out of my way to see. 3 women who carried the giant plastic vagina during a march to celebrate Workers' Day, held every year on May 1st, are facing charges of crimes against religious sentiment, which, wow, do we have that over here? Holy shit! If we don't now, we soon will. The 3 women, who have not been named, allegedly mimicked Spain's famous Holy Week processions that take place in the run-up to Easter. The women carried a plastic vagina a couple meters high, wow, in the style of the Virgin Mary, said the Seville-based judge. Many Spanish religious festivals feature processions during which locals carry a statue of the Virgin Mary above their shoulders. The prosecution argued that the women made a mockery of the religious practice by lifting the plastic vagina onto their shoulders and parading it during a march organized by the Spanish Union, the General Workers' Confederation. on May 1st of 2014. Wow, this happened a while ago, and I'm just finding out about it? Holy shit! I'm asleep at the wheel. But when I realize it was published the 27th, today. So, has this come to a conclusion or something as to why it's just now being published? Let's read on and find out, shall we? Some of the women also wore mantellas, the black lace veils commonly worn by devout Catholic women during religious celebrations in Spain, while others sported the conical hoods commonly worn by the members of their religious brotherhoods over Easter. The 3 women have been ordered to appear in court in February 2016 for a crime against religious sentiments. Wow. They joined 2 secretaries of the CGT in Seville and Andalusia, who had a lawsuit brought against them by the Spanish Association of Christian Lawyers for provoking discrimination, hate, and violence. Miguel Sevillano, head of the CGT in Seville, told Europa Press that the women were part of the feminist group who had a holiday in Spain. The union carries out no activities that allude to religious symbols and does not insult the Catholic Church, adding that CGT was concerned with workers' rights alone. I'm thinking, although I think this is pretty dumb, every damn one of you, all y'all came out of one of those. Every damn one of you. Every damn one of you that's breathing right now came out of one of those. Not a giant plastic one, but out of a vajayjay. So, where am I going with this? I don't know. But it's like, what the hell? You have guys running around with great big, look at all the phallic symbolism in the Catholic Church, as if that's not disgusting enough. Why not? I mean, if it's good for the goose, why can't it be good for the gander? And you can't tell, there's a good share of men folk out there that may not necessarily worship that part of the anatomy, but I'll just leave it at that. Because I'm just going to get myself in trouble with this. I think this is funny. I really do. And really, wow. Crimes against religion. Oh. Well, yeah. I think any mammal comes out of a vagina. Doesn't it? I mean, whew. Atrax, you're, yeah. You are nuts. Oh, Lord. Look at the picture, Meister. I think it's anatomically correct. Or look, I don't know. I've never looked at one that close. I mean, all right, guys, you tell me, is it anatomically correct other than being super huge? Maybe, just maybe, they borrowed it from the Jolly Green Giant. Ew. But hey, you never know. Oh, I told you I was looking for something silly. I found it. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, and there's all kind. I'm looking over here on Fark, and there's. Jolly Green Giant. Yeah, okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. Wow. Will wonders never cease? Okay. Okay. I gotta look and see. Find one more thing. Just one more, because I'm not quite out of time, but really close. But I do want to say thank you, everybody. Just say it right now for listening in this evening. This Friday after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, although it's more like Black and Blue Friday, like the gents over on today about. There are several retailers that were actually using Thanksgiving and the fact that they were closed as an ingenious way to advertise and to kind of besmirch those that are open. And like, who gives a shit? Let's see. In any case, Atrax will be coming up directly following me on World Truth Radio and RealLibertyMedia.com Channel 9, and then directly following him will be the Freakers Ball with Grimner and Moose Girl, so please stick around. There's lots more way cool shit going on here. Oh, people who got owned because they forgot to log out of Facebook. This looks like a good one. Okay, I am a thief. I stole a girl's phone from Panera Bread I work at in downtown Evanston on Saturday. Unfortunately for me, I was arrested last night and the cops found the phone I stole and got it back to the girl it belonged to. Stupidly, I had logged in on the phone to Facebook and Twitter, so now the owner can type whatever she wants on my accounts. Karma's funny like that, huh? Maybe this will teach you some honesty and you'll be smart next time not to take things that don't belong to you, idiot. Well, that's kind of cute. How about this one? Hi, my name's Jake, and my hobbies are public urination and playing FIFA on amateur level. And then there's a comment underneath that, Jake, hacked. This is so embarrassing. I don't play on amateur. Really? Or how about this one? Marshall went from being in a relationship to single. And Marshall said, Dear Marshall, you left your Facebook logged on. Just wanted you to know how cute it is to see you flirting with massive amounts of girls. Kind of humiliating for me, really, but now you can feel my pain. I'm sorry I wasn't good enough for you not to do that to me. Here's the thing. Now you're single, so you can do whatever you want. Thank you, baby, for wasting nearly a year of my life. Remember our agreement? I'll take that Xbox when you're ready. I love you, sugar. Hope you sleep real sweet tonight. Uh-oh. Or how about this from Dawn? My penis is quite swollen and has pink and purple polka dots. Also, my balls are orange. Do you think it's super AIDS? I'm thinking someone took over Dawn's Facebook account. But apparently Sherry says that or herpes simplex type 962. Either way, it sounds really gross. And then Dawn replies, I apparently created a new type of purple polka dots called plaka dots. To where Rachel said, maybe that's part of Super AIDS. And then, okay. It just kind of goes down into, yeah. Uh-oh. Somebody left theirs on, and a friend got on there and decided to like all of Justin Bieber's pages. Oh, that's not cool. So the next time I use Dad's laptop to go on Facebook, I will make sure I log out. As if I don't, my dad will spill all my secrets to all my friends on the internet, including that time he caught me with a cucumber. Ew! Oh, how about this one from Lakeisha? Hi, this is Lakeisha's mom. She was a dumbass and left her Facebook open again. Luckily for me, I was able to see the things Lakeisha was saying about me behind my back, like calling me a bitch because I have the flu and won't drive her to a boy's house. So, to all of Lakeisha's friends, I hope you're not ungrateful little fucktards like my daughter. Have a good day, Lakeisha's mom. I like that one. Oh, hi, my name's Jake, and my hobbies are public urination and playing FIFA at the amateur level. Oh, that's a repeat. Pete and Repeat were sitting on a bench. Pete fell off. Who's left? Repeat. Okay. I am now officially out of time, and I want to get out of here before it's time for Attrax. So, y'all have an awesome rest of your evening. Be sure to check back with World Truth Radio and Real Liberty Media over the weekend, because Bo Diddy will be on tomorrow evening with some bodacious tunage. Grimner will be on Sunday morning or Sunday noon Eastern Time for